The helicopter soars above the sprawling cityscape. Sunlight glints off the glass and steel towers of downtown Los Angeles. It is a city that thrives on ambition, on dreams, and on secrets. The iconic Hollywood sign stands guard over it all, a silent sentinel to the countless stories unfolding below. Further north, beyond the glitz and glamour, lies the San Fernando Valley, a patchwork of suburban neighborhoods and industrial parks. It seems a world away from the heart of the city. But even here, in the seemingly ordinary, secrets simmer beneath the surface. Secrets waiting for the right moment to explode into the light. This is a city where fortunes are made and lost in the blink of an eye, where the line between reality and fantasy blurs with the setting sun. It is a city that has always attracted those who dare to dream big, those who live for the thrill of the chase. But it is also a city that can swallow you whole, where even the brightest lights can't penetrate the shadows that lurk in every corner. And in the spring of 2024, as the scent of orange blossoms filled the air, a new secret began to unravel. A secret that would send shockwaves through the city, leaving everyone asking the same question: how could this happen? As the city celebrated Easter Sunday, the streets around the Garda World facility in Sylmar were eerily quiet. Inside, the skeleton crew went about their minimal duties, unaware that they were being watched. The heist began at exactly 2:00 a.m., when the facility's night shift was at its drowsiest. The thieves had spent months preparing for this moment. They had studied blueprints, hacked into security systems, and even posed as maintenance workers to gain inside information. Their leader, known only by the alias The Architect, had orchestrated every detail. At 1:45 a.m., a black van with tinted windows parked a block away from the facility. 4 masked individuals emerged, each carrying a duffel bag filled with specialized equipment. They moved with military precision, their footsteps silent on the asphalt. They bypassed the outer security cameras with a device that looped pre-recorded footage, making it appear as though nothing was amiss. Investigators discovered that they gain entry to the facility through the roof of the building inside. They split into 2 teams. Team Alpha headed to the security room, where they quickly subdued the lone guard on duty. They replaced live feeds with looped footage, ensuring that anyone monitoring from a remote location would see nothing unusual. Team Bravo made their way to the vault. Using a thermal lance, they cut through the thick steel door, the hiss of the superheated metal barely audible over the low hum of the facility's machinery. They worked swiftly, knowing they had a narrow window before the morning shift arrived. As they breached the vault, their eyes met the sight of neatly stacked cash, waiting to be taken. They loaded the money into their duffel bags, each movement precise and practiced. By 3:30 a.m., they were back in the van, the entire operation having taken less than 2 hours. Witnesses in nearby houses reported hearing a faint hum, but dismissed it as late-night maintenance. One resident, who wished to remain anonymous, recalled, "I saw the van, but it didn't seem out of place. I thought it was just a delivery or something. I had no idea what was really happening." The thieves vanished into the night, leaving behind no traces, no alarms, and a city blissfully unaware of the audacious crime that had just occurred. It wasn't until the next morning, when the day shift arrived, that the full scope of the heist was discovered. The vault was empty, and the security footage revealed nothing. It was as if the money had simply vanished into thin air. The city of Los Angeles was about to wake up to a nightmare, and the question on everyone's mind would be, who were these masterminds? And how did they pull off the heist of the century? The first sign that something was amiss came on Monday morning. As employees returned from their holiday weekend, they were met with a scene of chaos. The vault, once brimming with cash, stood empty. $30 million vanished. The silence of Easter Sunday had concealed a brazen crime, and now the air crackled with disbelief and fear. The LAPD descended upon the scene, their expressions grim. This was not just another robbery, it was an audacious act of defiance against the very institutions that safeguarded the city's wealth. The investigation began immediately, but the trail was already cold. The thieves had vanished as silently as they had arrived, leaving behind only a trail of unanswered questions. Who were these masterminds who could pull off such a daring heist? Were they seasoned professionals or a new breed of criminal, emboldened by the city's growing underbelly of crime? And perhaps most importantly, where was the $30 million? Every passing hour increased the pressure on the LAPD. The media frenzy was relentless, with every news outlet in the city clamoring for answers. The public, accustomed to the glitz and glamour of Hollywood heists, was captivated by the audacity of the crime. Theories abounded, ranging from disgruntled employees to international crime syndicates. But as the days turned into weeks, the LAPD seemed no closer to cracking the case. The city that never sleeps was now haunted by the specter of the Great Easter Heist. The pressure mounted with each passing day. The FBI joined the investigation, bringing their vast resources and expertise to bear on the case, but even they seemed baffled by the sheer audacity and precision of the heist. The clock was ticking, and the trail was growing colder by the minute. The longer the money remained missing, the less likely it was that the perpetrators would ever be brought to justice. The city held its breath, waiting for a break in the case, a glimmer of hope in the face of such audacious criminality. The investigation uncovered another disturbing detail. In the hours leading up to the heist, a nearby convenience store had reported problems with their Wi-Fi network. It was a seemingly insignificant detail, but one that sent chills down the spines of investigators. Could the thieves have used a Wi-Fi jammer to disable the facility's security cameras, effectively blinding the guards and buying themselves precious time? The possibility sent a wave of unease through the city. If the thieves were sophisticated enough to employ such tactics, what else were they capable of? The LAPD had no choice but to consider the possibility that they were dealing with a group that possessed not only criminal intent, but also the technological prowess to match. The Garda World heist was no longer just about the stolen money. It was about the unsettling implication that the city's defenses were more vulnerable than anyone had realized. As the investigation dragged on, the trail grew colder with each passing day. The thieves had vanished into thin air, leaving behind no trace of their identities or their whereabouts. The $30 million seemed to have disappeared along with them, swallowed up by the vastness of the city. The LAPD, despite their best efforts, were no closer to cracking the case. The lack of progress fueled public speculation and frustration. Theories abounded, but concrete evidence remained elusive. Some whispered about inside jobs, pointing fingers at disgruntled employees or corrupt officials. Others speculated that the heist was the work of a sophisticated criminal syndicate, perhaps with ties to international organized crime. The truth, however, remained tantalizingly out of reach. The Great Easter Heist sent shockwaves through Los Angeles, a city no stranger to high-profile crimes. It evoked memories of legendary heists of the past, from the daring Brinks robbery of 1950 to the infamous North Hollywood shootout of 1997. Each case had left its mark on the city's psyche, a reminder that even in the City of Angels, darkness could lurk around every corner. But the Garda World heist felt different. It was a sign of the times, a reflection of a city grappling with a changing criminal landscape. The days of old-fashioned bank robberies seemed to be fading, replaced by a new breed of crime fueled by technology and driven by a ruthless pursuit of profit. The Great Easter Heist was a stark reminder that the battle between law enforcement and criminals was evolving, and the stakes were higher than ever before. Will we ever know who was behind this robbery? Only time will tell.